You've probably heard people say the only way to become a millionaire is to start a business, invest early in crypto, or make it big in tech. But what if I told you some of the most common millionaires in America are actually accountants? Yep, accountants are quietly building more millionaires than almost any other profession in America. And no, it's not because we make huge salaries or have secret tax loopholes. I know that might sound surprising, but when I dug into the data from one of the largest studies on millionaires ever done, it completely changed how I think about wealth. Hi everyone, I'm Ariel. I'm a CPA and content creator helping people understand money, careers, and accounting. In today's video, we're going to break down the findings from a massive study shared in Dave Ramsey's book, Baby Steps Millionaires, which looked at over 10,000 everyday millionaires across the US and revealed the 5 careers most likely to produce millionaires, and why accountants might just be leading the quietest wealth movement of all. Now, you might assume the biggest group came from high-income jobs like doctors or lawyers, but when you see who actually made the list, it might surprise you, and maybe even change how you view your own career. So let's start with number 5. Number 5, attorneys. Yep, the classic high-income earners made the list, but they weren't number 1. Interesting, right? Number 4, management professionals. This one is pretty broad in Dave Ramsey's study. Number 3, teachers. This one is probably the most shocking for most people. It certainly was for me. Number 2, accountants. As I mentioned in the beginning, as you can see here, accountants made the list, and not only made the list, but ranked number 2 in the profession with the most millionaires. As an accountant myself, I found this to be pretty cool and inspiring. And finally, number 1, engineers. So no athletes, no influencers, not even doctors made the top 5 list. What does this all mean? For purposes of this study, it's important to note here that when I say millionaires in this study, I'm not talking about people bringing in millions every year. A millionaire here is defined as someone with a net worth of $1 million, meaning everything they own, like their house, investments, and retirement accounts, minus everything they owe, like credit cards or student loans. This completely contradicts what most people think about wealth. We tend to associate millionaire with high-income earners, doctors, athletes, CEOs. This is an important distinction and helps clarify how some of these professions could possibly fit the top 5 list. Some might assume that people earning millions annually are millionaires, but many of them also have huge debts. So by this study's definition, they aren't truly wealthy. This study showed that most millionaires don't get rich quick. In fact, the average time to become a millionaire in this study was 17 years. They got rich slow through consistent savings, investing, and living below their means. Ramsey even found that the majority of millionaires never had an inheritance, and at least a third never had a 6-figure income. They were just hardworking and made intentional financial decisions over time. So yes, teachers, engineers, and especially accountants are quietly crossing the threshold because they followed timeless financial principles. One of the theories behind Ramsey's study is that these careers also tend to be very process-driven. And so that in turn makes these particular individuals in these professions more likely to also be process-driven in making sound money decisions. I think this is a pretty reasonable possibility for an explanation. So let me tell you why accountants quietly stand out when it comes to building wealth. It's not, flashy, no luxury cars, no day trading drama, but accountants have something even better. Built-in money superpowers, because we spend our days understanding how businesses generate value, track cash flow, grow equity. We naturally start thinking the same way about our own finances. And it's these habits, small, consistent, intentional, that quietly build wealth over time. Here's how it works in practice. For example, you have financial literacy. Accountants see how money moves in a business, how decisions today can compound into big results tomorrow. That skill translates directly into personal wealth. Discipline and consistency is another one. From closing the books to planning taxes, accountants live in the details. That mindset carries over to saving regularly, investing consistently, and sticking to the plan. And then also just analytical decision making. We're trained to evaluate numbers, spot patterns, and anticipate consequences. When applied to our own finances, it's like having a built-in guide to smarter money moves, avoiding mistakes and making every dollar count. And so here's the takeaway. Even if you're not an accountant, the habits that quietly build wealth are universal. Financial literacy, discipline, and analytical thinking aren't just for spreadsheets. They're for your wallet too. Live below your means, invest consistently, and make intentional money decisions, and you'll be following the same principles that help accountants quietly become millionaires. Whether you're an engineer, a teacher, or a creative, the formula is the same. Patience plus consistency equals wealth. And if you happen to be in accounting, you already have the mindset that builds wealth. Now it's just about applying it personally. So what do you think? Are accountants really the quiet millionaires of today, or do you think another career deserves that title? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and check out my other videos where I break down accounting, careers, and finance made simple. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the quietest professions build the loudest results.